have the distinct and very fortunate honor, on behalf of all the faculty of the Mass Communications Department, to recognize the 2011 Alumni of the Year, Scott Jones and Ken Sciacca, KTSC Rocky Mountain PBS. As Trish said, the department is only about 40 years old, and so there are only about 40 people who have ever received this award out of about 1,500 graduates in those 40 years. And both Ken and Scott's names, not only will they receive a plaque that we hope they'll hang proudly in their offices at KTSC, their names will be inscribed on the Outstanding Alum plaque, which is in the lobby of KTSC in the foyer. Take a look at that sometime, and you'll see just a very small list of names of the hundreds of people who have come through this department, who have such impressive careers and continued dedication to our department that they were fortunate to be chosen outstanding alums. Scott, of course, 27 years at KTSC. Ken, 20 years at KTSC. Very dedicated producer-directors in public television. There were 3 reasons why the department faculty wanted to honor and recognize Scott and Ken. The first reason is they are outstanding public television producers and directors. Whether it is the many programs that they are responsible for, Match Wits, the tournament-style high school quiz show that has 32 schools participating, Homework Hotline, the daily live studio homework call-in program, Super School News, which has little kids who come into KTSC, 8 different schools participating. For decades, the annual auction at KTSC, which has to be the longest running special event in Pueblo. 15 days, Winona, 20 days, I think that thing went on. Yes, okay. They are currently producing videos for Parkview Medical Center, for Black Hills Energy, San Isabel Electric. They've done videos on bicycle safety, Colorado Springs Philharmonic conductor Larry Smith, who is retiring. They are the Southern Colorado connection for Colorado State of Mind, which comes to us through Rocky Mountain PBS in Denver. They were the recipients, as part of Winona Sullivan's team, for the 2010 El Pomar Awards of Excellence. The second reason they deserve this honor: they have been for many, many years outstanding mentors to our mass communication students. They both supervise these media labs every fall and spring. 10 to 20 students a year are under their tutelage and mentorship as they teach them, as they advise them, as they respond to them as colleagues, as they help them understand what public television production and direction is all about. Their hands-on supervision and mentoring. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that belong to KTSC, and they let mass communication students near the equipment and trust them with that. The third reason they deserve this honor: they are outstanding partners of the Mass Communications Department and wonderful colleagues of our faculty. We've worked together for many years, you understand, because we've been in the Buell Center. They've guest lectured in our classes. They've taught our classes. They've assisted our students in production, just as Scott did with Lauren's PR writing class a week or so ago. They were real partners, along with Winona's entire team. They were real partners when Winona and I decided that the best collaborative arrangement we could have would be to finally join KTSC Rocky Mountain PBS and the Mass Communications Department. They welcomed us with open arms. At least that's what I heard. Winona may have heard some other things from them, but I think that they realize and we realize that this partnership is wonderful. To be able to be together every day now, to be able to interact together every day. They continue to assist us. They make offers to assist us. We're even talking about additional ways we can partner in the future, because now we're together in the Buell Communications Center. We are so proud of their accomplishments. We're even more proud to call them our friends and our partners. Scott Jones and Ken Sciacca, 2011 Alumni of the Year. Come on up, guys.
Thank you. Actually, Janet told me that she wanted us to say a little something, and I asked her if they had the teleprompter prepared. And apparently they were unable to secure a teleprompter for today's luncheon. But there's really no need for a full-size prompter because I carry my own with me at all times. At the time of graduation, I wasn't one of you sitting in this room. My brother Rick was. He was the outstanding senior in 1991. But therefore, it's a true honor to be named as the Distinguished Alumni for the Mass Communications Department and to share it with my original mentor, Scott Jones. So that's awesome. I'm a firm believer in practical experience, and I'm always trying to expand my horizons through practical experience, and in turn share that experience and knowledge. And although I'm constantly aspiring to do more, learn more, and be more in my profession, the irony is that I'm receiving this award for what I do every day. So, which is basically just sharing and reinforcing the knowledge that I get doing what I love to do, and that really makes it awesome for me. The true reward for me is the rapport that I have with anyone and everyone who shares the knowledge with me that I gain out there, and the appreciation through respect that I get from the students who understand what I do and appreciate me sharing that knowledge with them. I'd like to thank the MassCom faculty for honoring me with this award. It is certainly a rare few that get chosen, and the company that we're in is awesome, so thank you for that. Thanks to my girlfriend Gina for being here, and my daughter Angelina for sharing this day with me. Also to Winona and Amanda for representing KTSC, and to Winona for mentoring us for so many years. But mostly I would like to say thanks to all the students who have come and gone throughout the years and allowed me to share that experience with, and hopefully that I've inspired to be more in their careers. Thank
you. He's the gadget guy, I'm not, so I have it on a piece of paper. He and Justin is like between the two of them. If I have any kind of question on anything iPod, well, anything Mac, it's just I'll go to them. First of all, thank you very much for this great distinction. I really appreciate it. Like Trish, the last time I went to a MassCom banquet at the time was 1980, I think, and it was at the Pueblo West Inn, and anybody that lives in Pueblo West knows what happened to that place. So I'm not saying we had responsibility, but we probably did. It was one of those situations where, you know, to paraphrase that saying about Las Vegas, what happened at the MassCom banquet usually stayed at the MassCom banquet for at least a couple of days. Actually, this is really a very great honor as far as I'm concerned. I get to share this, first of all, with somebody I really enjoy working with. I always get a kick out of saying I hired him, dragged him off the farm, or the ranch, excuse me. Not the farm, but the ranch. I really did have to call him and convince him that he probably ought to try TV. And he said, all right, whatever. I think he was just tired of pouring concrete. I also want to thank some, well, before I forget, I did make note that I am the first of the class of 1980. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. and there are some pretty amazing people from the class of 1980. I want to thank some people that have kind of helped me along in my career and in life. First of all, Dave and Mary Jones, which you might guess are my parents. They pretty much are my primary mentors, and this is on video, so I need to say this. Unless you're not rolling, Tyler, then we're good. They pretty much, they've set a good example for dedication to your career and treating people fair and honest. And I really try to do that. And when you think of the students that come through, I really do the best I can and treat them fair and honest, and my colleagues more than students, although I realize that they're trying to learn as we go along. I want to thank also my family for supporting me. My son Jason is with us today, and he was excited because he got out of school, and he got a much better lunch than school lunches. My daughter, who is working in her career up in Fort Collins, and so she couldn't be here today, but I thank her for that support. I also want to thank a couple people that I'm not sure many of us around here, Trish might, well, no, I don't think Trish would know. Fred and Faye. Fred and Faye had a kids show in the late 50s and early 60s in Denver, and back then it was live TV, and anybody that's worked in TV know that live kids animals is not really a great combination, but they did it, and a lot of people did do that across the country at that time. Well, I was on their show for my 4th birthday, so that was my first foray into kids television, and I found out Jen and I kind of share same roots in the business. I'm not sure that was the seed, but it could be where it all started. I really consider myself one of the lucky ones, really, because I got to realize a lifetime dream. I'm one of those guys that sat in my bedroom and turned on the tape recorder and played music, and my parents thought I was out of my mind. But I suspect probably Lovato and Mike Atencio did the same kind of thing. If they didn't, then I don't know what you're doing in the radio business. Where's your teleprompter? But I really get a kick out of working with the students that are around here, not only the current students, but the ones that have passed through, and man, there's a bunch of them over the 27 years. Kids like Sean, who we'll be very proud of in the future as we are now. There's also somebody that has worked with George Bush that I can't remember who that was. But she and I traveled up and down the road many times to Denver doing a legislative review show and had a lot of good times. I also want to take a moment to thank the people who had a direct impact on my professional and college careers. First of all, Don Wayne, who absolutely was the most important person to me when I was in college. I think without him, I wouldn't have gotten where I am. I'm not in radio, but Don was not in radio only too. He was in television, and I think he actually did one of those kids shows, if I'm not mistaken. But there's also people, the old people like Trish, and I mean, Trish and Glenn, Sally McGill, Gail Binkley, and of course Rick Pavlik. Rick was always a challenge. If you answered a question, he would look at you, and you're in your radio, right? He was always shocked that we knew anything. Whatever it was, he was always shocked. But I also have some of the reports and papers that I did for the department still in my box. I refer to them every once in a while. And it was much too hard work. I mean, good grief. I mean, we didn't have computers, and you don't know how hard that is to start your report all over again because you erased a hole in your paper. So, but it is truly a great honor to be chosen by the Mass Comm department. They are definitely the most dedicated instructors I know on campus, and I work with them pretty much every day. I see them in action. And students that are here now, I hope you realize how lucky you are to have these people over here working for you, because they really have your best interest at heart. Thank you very much.